Have you ever noticed how confidence changes everything? Not just the tone of your voice, but the way you walk, the way you hold eye contact, the way the world starts reacting to your presence. A confident man doesn't need to shout. He doesn't need to prove himself. He simply is. And that's exactly why. Confidence is the greatest virtue of a warrior. Before he raises his sword, he raises himself. Before he faces the enemy on the battlefield, he conquers the enemy within. Because an insecure warrior hesitates, doubts, retreats. But the confident warrior, he moves forward, even wounded, even in silence. He commands presence. And here's the truth most people ignore. Being treated like a king isn't luck, it's habit. Confidence isn't about arrogance. It's not about pretending to be invincible. It's about knowing your limits and still moving forward. It's about stumbling without shame, falling without losing dignity, standing without apologizing for your existence. Confidence isn't begged for. It's not faked. It's not copied. It's built. Brick by brick. Decision by decision. And in this video, you're going to understand how confidence becomes the spine of a warrior, the invisible structure that supports courage, action, and respect. You'll see why true strength begins when you believe in yourself, and why believing in yourself is a daily battle, fought in silence, and won in the way you carry yourself. Take a deep breath, look inward, because the battle begins now. When we talk about confidence, and we're not talking about something light, we're talking about a foundation, a structure, something that holds up everything you are and everything you do. Confidence is the warrior's invisible armor. It shows up when he walks into a room and people turn to look before he even speaks a word. It shows up when he takes a risk. With no guarantee of success, when you build confidence, you shift your energy. Your tone changes, your thoughts sharpen, and people notice. They may not know why, but they feel it. They feel strength. They feel presence. They feel command. And here's the first truth you need to cut through your mind. Confidence is not something you're born with. That's a lie. That's an excuse. Confidence is built. It's forged like steel. And the first step in that process is to stop hiding behind masks. You want to be confident? Start being honest. Nothing destroys confidence faster than trying to please everyone. A warrior doesn't live to please. He lives to fulfill purpose. And purpose demands truth, even when it's hard, even when it costs. Because it's better to be rejected for your truth than accepted for your diluted self. Confidence grows when you stop comparing, when you look in the mirror and decide to own who you are. And here's the key. Confidence doesn't mean perfection. It means integrity in the face of imperfection. Now we move to the second truth. True strength begins when you believe in yourself. It sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest wars a man can fight. Because the world constantly tries to convince you otherwise. It tells you you're not enough, that you're too late, that you're wasting your time. But a true warrior learns to silence the world, so he can hear his own voice. A warrior's strength doesn't lie in muscle. It doesn't lie in appearance. It lies in conviction, in the ability to keep moving, even while bleeding, even when doubt creeps in, because it will. At some point, fear will sit beside you. Uncertainty will try to paralyze you. But if you believe in yourself, if you've built real confidence, you move forward, not because you feel 100% ready, but because you know that even with fear, even with pain, you can carry the weight. That's strength. That's composure. That's what separates a warrior from a spectator. Those who wait to feel ready never begin. But the warrior knows readiness is built in the process. Every scar tells a story of resilience. Every fall, a lesson. And over time, those marks become medals. Believing in yourself is what allows you to rise one more time. And that one more time could change everything. But how do you get to that place? How do you build that kind of confidence if right now you feel broken, insecure, or defeated? That brings us to the third truth. You are not born confident. No one is, not even the most respected warrior you admire. They all started the same, doubting, stumbling, learning. Confidence is like a muscle. It only grows through resistance. It only grows when you do what's difficult, what's uncomfortable, what scares you. Every time you face something that challenges you, and you push through anyway. A brick is laid in your confidence. It doesn't matter if you win. What matters is that you showed up. You didn't run. You didn't hide. You tried, and that's how it's built. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after you move through fear, after you fall and rise again, after you show your vulnerability and keep going. And you know why? Because deep down, you start to realize you're stronger than you thought, more capable, more resilient. But that truth only reveals itself to those who dare to try. The mistake most people make is waiting for confidence to begin. But warriors begin in order to become confident. It's in the action. That confidence is born in the silence, in the daily grind, in every decision, every behavior, every moment you act like someone who believes, even if you're still learning to believe. And here's the reminder: the world does not respect those who hide. It doesn't value those who constantly ask for permission to exist. You want to be treated with respect? Then start showing up like someone worthy of it. Confidence begins inside you. But it echoes into everything: the way you speak, the way you move, the way you look at others, the way you face challenges. A confident man doesn't need to prove anything, because his energy already says everything. And that energy comes from an inner build, from a mind aligned with values, from a heart at peace with truth, from a spirit that chooses not to be a spectator of life. Confidence is the supreme virtue of the warrior, because it is the foundation of everything else. Without it, discipline crumbles, focus disappears, determination weakens. But with it, everything holds, everything strengthens, because it keeps you grounded, even in storms, even when no one else believes, because you believe. And that changes everything. Now, if you've made it this far, it's because something inside you is waking up. It's asking to step out of the shadows. It's demanding to be heard. And this is the call to live with more conviction, with more truth, with more courage. Remember this: you don't need permission to believe in yourself, only a decision, and that decision can be made today. Right now, start small, start imperfect, but start, because every step you take in this direction strengthens the warrior within you. Don't wait to be your best version, to act like it. Act like it and the rest will follow, like armor that forms over time, like fire that grows with each spark. Confidence is the flame of the warrior, and once it's lit, nothing stays the same. The world notices, and it responds, with respect, with opportunity, with admiration. But that only happens for those who choose to build, brick by brick, choice by choice. So the only question left is, are you ready? If this message hit home, hit the like button now. Comment below: I choose to build my confidence. Share this video with someone who needs to remember the strength they carry. And if you want to keep walking this path with us, subscribe to the channel, because here, we don't raise followers, we awaken warriors, and your throne is waiting. Let's go.